Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet. Shrinvatham Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantasto hi abhadrani vidnoti surtsatam Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Canto 4, Chapter 11, Text 16 and 17. Text 16. Evam pravartate sargaha sthiti samyama evacha guna vyatikarad rajan mayaya paramatmanaha. Synonyms. Evam, thus, pravartate, occurs, sargaha, creation, sthiti, maintenance, samyama, annihilation, eva, certainly, cha, and guna, of the modes, vyatikarat, by interaction, rajan, O king, mayaya, by the illusory energy, paramatmanaha, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Manu continued, my dear King Dhruva, it is simply by the illusory material energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and by the interaction of the three modes of material nature that creation, maintenance, and annihilation takes place. Purport. First, creation takes place with the ingredients of the five elements of material nature. Then, by the interaction of the modes of material nature, maintenance also takes place. When a child is born, the parents immediately see to its maintenance. This tendency for maintenance of offspring is present not only in human society, but in animal society as well. Even tigers care for their cubs, although their propensity is to eat other animals. By the interaction of material modes of nature, creation, maintenance, and also annihilation takes place inevitably. But at the same time, we should know that all is conducted under the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everything is going on under that process. Creation is the action of the Rajoguna, the mode of passion. Maintenance is the action of Sattva-guna, the mode of goodness. And annihilation is the action of Tamoguna, the mode of ignorance. We can see that those who are situated in mode of goodness live longer than those who are situated in the Tamoguna or Rajoguna. In other words, if one is elevated to the modes of goodness, he is elevated to the higher planetary system where the duration of life is very great. Urdhvam gacchanti sattvastaha. Great rishis, sages, and sannyasis who maintain themselves in sattva guna or mode of material goodness are elevated to a higher planetary system. Those who are transcendental even to material modes of nature are situated in the mode of pure goodness. They attain eternal life in spiritual worlds. Nimittamatram tatrasit nirguna purusharshava vyaktam idam vishwam yatra brahmati lohavat. Nimittamatram, remote cause, tatra, then, asit, was, nirguna, uncontaminated, purusha, rishabha, the Supreme Person, vyakta, manifested, avyaktam, unmanifested, idam, this, vishwam, world, yatra, where, brahmati, moves, lohavat, like iron. My dear Dhruva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is uncontaminated by the modes material modes of nature. He is the remote cause of the creation of this material cosmic manifestation. When he gives the impetus, many other causes and effects are produced, and thus the whole universe moves, just as iron moves by the integrated force of a magnet. Purport. How the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead works within this material world is explained in this verse. Everything is happening by the energy of the Supreme Lord. The atheistic philosophers who do not agree to accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the original cause of creation think that the material world moves by the action and reactions of different material elements. A simple example of the interaction of elements occurs when we mix soda and acid and the movement of effervescence is produced. But one cannot produce life by such interaction of chemicals. There are 8,400,000 different species of life with the different wishes and different actions. How the material force is working cannot be explained just on the basis of chemical reaction. A suitable example in this connection is that of the potter and the potter's wheel. The potter's wheel rotates and several varieties of earthen pots come out. There are many causes for the earthen pots, but the original cause is the potter who sets a force on the wheel. That force comes from by his superintendence. The same idea is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Behind all material action and reaction, there is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna says that everything depends on his energy and that he is not everywhere. The part is produced under the certain conditions of action and reactions of material energy, but the potter is not in the pot. In a similar way, the material creation is set up by the Lord, but he remains aloof, as stated in the Vedas. He simply glanced over it, and the agitation of the matter immediately began. In Bhagavad Gita, it is also said that the Lord impregnates the material energy with part and parcel jivas, and thus the different forms and different activities immediately ensure. Because of the different desires and karmic activities of the jiva soul, different types of bodies in different species are produced. In Darwin's theory, there is no acceptance of the living entity as spirit soul, and therefore his explanation of evolution is incomplete. Varieties of phenomena occur within this universe on account of the actions and reactions of the three more material modes. But the original creator or the cause is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is mentioned here as Nimitta Matram, the remote cause. He simply pushes the wheel of his energy. According to the Mayavadi philosopher, the Supreme Brahman has transformed himself into many varieties of forms, but that is not a fact. He is always transcendental to the actions and reactions of the material gunas, although he is the cause of all causes. Lord Brahma therefore says in Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. There are many causes and effects, but the original cause is Sri Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Utale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamini Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare I bow to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Please forgive me any misinterpretation. So continuing on Manu's advice to Dhruva Maharaj, Manu talks about the external energy, three modes of material nature in today's verse. The external energy of the Supreme Lord is also called illusory energy, because it is an illusory energy because it bewilders the conditions living entity. So those who have forgotten Krishna, they come under this illusory energy. Jagadananda Pandit, one of the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, says, Pishachi Pailayena Mati Channa Haya, Mayagrasta Jivera Hayase Bhav Udaya. So one who comes under this influence of illusory energy, Maya, he talks like a haunted person. Pishachi means ghost. One is haunted by ghost, sometimes talks nonsense. Similarly, one who is bewildered or influenced by Maya, he also talks so many nonsense subjects. That we see people who are talking always what you call worthless subject matter all day. So, but a person who is in Krishna consciousness sometime has to listen at workplace or in somewhere else to these worldly nonsense topics, but he is not attached to this or influenced by such topics. His mind is always fixed in Krishna, and his mind is only attracted to the topics related to Krishna. In this materialistic persons may have sometimes they have very good qualities like truthful, honest, compassionate. But if he is devoid of Krishna consciousness, then such good qualities will not save him from the bondage of birth and death. For example, in Mahabharata, Karna had good qualities. He was a very charitable person. But in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Lord Krishna told Arjuna to kill him. So such materialist good qualities cannot save oneself from the cycle of birth and death. So here in this material world, one is influenced by these three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And accordingly, he is getting the results of his karma. Bhagavad Gita says, Purusha Prakriti Stohi Bhunkte Prakriti Jan Gunan Karanam Gunasangasya Sadasad Yoni Janmasu. A Purusha means here living entity. He is not he is artificially thinking he is the enjoyer, trying to lord over the material nature under the influence of three modes of material nature, three guna, and is sometimes sadyoni, sometimes asadyoni, sometimes born as a demigod, sometimes as a lowest animal or lowest living being. In this way, everything is conducted by material nature. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimodatma kartaham iti manyate. One may think under the influence of Maya that I am the doer. Like a scientist may think I am creating so many, inventing so many things. But he forgets that intelligent brain is given to him by the material nature. Material nature is the cause of his acting in this world. But the material nature is also energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the cause of all causes. Energy cannot exist without the energetic, just like the sunlight cannot exist without the sun. So Ultimately, Krishna is the cause of all causes. Sarva Karana Karana. But in this material world, this material world is like a prison house, and the superintendent of this prison house is Durga. And in this material world, eternal time is a powerful destructive force. One may work very hard for name, fame, society, country, family, all those things. But as long as living, he is very powerful, very famous. But as soon as the death captures, he will soon be forgotten. All his power, his name, fame, everything will be gradually destroyed by the influence of the time element. So here, creation, maintenance, or everything happening because of the external energy in this material world. Sisti, Sthiti, Pralaya, Sadhana, Shakti, Eka, Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga, Ichchanurupamapi Yasya Cha Chestati Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. So the external energy, Maya, which is like a shadow of the Chit potency, which is, and it is worshipped all over by as Durga, the creating, preserving, and destroying agency of this mundane world. Now, Durga or Maya is equipped, has 20 arms with the weapons in each arm. In one arm, she holds a snake. That snake represents eternal time, just like a snake devours everything. Eternal time destroys everything in this world. So, but the time element cannot destroy our spiritual progress. The spiritual bank balance does not diminish or cannot be destroyed by the eternal time. Therefore, one should endeavor for devotional service, bhakti, and increase his spiritual bank balance, which remains. So when one makes progress in bhakti, the automatic side effect of bhakti is that vairagya and jnana. Vairagya means detachment from material possession. He is detached from these worldly things. And jnana is the causeless knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will automatically like a side effect for bhakti. So a person in vairagya means person is happy whatever Lord has given to him. It does not endeavor for more and more, but uses his time, precious time in the devotional service. So in today's verse, Swayambhavu actually in this chapter, he did not want Dhruva to continue this senseless killing of yakshas. Thus, he is giving instruction to Dhruva Maharaj. I'll stop here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.